Welcome to Mr. Ganifke's math videos. Today we are going to look at our BOY, beginning of year assessment, the first 9 questions. Question number 1. Addison paid $1.29 for gum and 39 cents for a package of notebook paper. She gave the cashier a $5 bill. If the tax was 14 cents, how much change should Addison receive? So we talked about what do you see? What is the visual you see when you're looking at the problem? And here's what I see. I see a $5 bill, and there were 3 things taken out of that $5 bill. There was $1.29 for gum, there was 39 cents for notebook paper, and the tax was 14 cents. So how am I going to attack this problem? Well, a couple ways I could do it, several. But one of them would be to start with $5, subtract $1.29, take that answer, subtract 39 cents again, take that answer and subtract 14 more cents. Or I can just group all 3 of these and subtract that total amount from $5. So if I group those 3 together, I get $1.82. I subtract that from my $5 bill that I gave to the cashier, and I get change in the amount of $3.18. Question number 2. Lewis rode his bike 1.2 miles to his friend's house, then 0.7 miles to the video store, then 1.9 miles to the library. If he rode the same route back home, about how far did he travel in all? So as we look at this problem, I see that it is made up of 2 parts. One part being his travel to the library, which took him to a friend's house, the video store, and then the library, and then he followed the exact same path home. So whatever this is going to be the same amount. Okay? And the other thing that we need to notice in this problem is it does say round to the nearest whole number. So we're not going to put a decimal in our answer. We're just going to round it to the nearest mile. So if I look at these 3 numbers, pretty easy math. 1.2 and 1.7 gives me 1.9, and 1.9 plus 1.9 would give me 3.8, or I could just say 1.9 is close to 2 and 2 plus 2 is 4. So roughly 4 miles there and 4 miles back. So the total travel distance is 8 miles, estimated. Problem number 3, 20 plus -7. So if I'm adding a negative, it's the same as subtracting. So 20 minus 7, 13. So the next problem, number 4, is -15 plus 6. So this one I'll take a look at on a number line. If I start at -15 and I move forward 6 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, remember as I move to the right, my numbers get larger, okay? But not the digit amounts. You wouldn't go 15, -16, because -16 is actually less than -15. So the numbers get larger, but the digits are getting smaller till I hit 0. So -15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, -9. So -15 plus 6 is equal to -9. Problem number 5, -9 minus 22. So since we're subtracting this time, we're going to the left on the number line, which means our numbers are getting smaller. We're going to start at 9, and we're going to go back 10, 20, 21, 22. So -9, -19, -29, -30, -31. Our answer to problem number 5 is -31. Problem number 6, 18.4 minus -3.2. So if we're minusing a negative, 2 negatives make a positive. So we're going to add 18.4 plus 3.2. If I add my decimal places, 4/10 and 2/10 is 6/10. And my whole numbers, 18 plus 3 is 21. So the answer to number 6 is 21. Number 7, 23.1 plus negative 9.81. So if you look at how I've set this one up, it's a subtraction problem, adding a negative. But when I do that, I line up my place value columns. So what I have here is the ones and ones, the tenths and tenths, but here I have hundredths and no hundredths in the top number. So the number of hundredths there is 0, 0 hundredths. So when I subtract, now I can subtract. I do have to do a little bit of regrouping. Now I can subtract. 10 minus 1 is 9. 10 minus 8 is 2. Keep my decimal in line. 2 minus 9, let's bring that over. That's a 3. 12 minus 9 is 3. And this was a 1 now. So 1 minus 0 is 1. And my final answer is 13.29. For problem number 8, I have a negative value, and I'm adding another negative value to it. So what I'm going to do to solve this problem is I'm going to add those two amounts, knowing that my answer is going to be negative. So these technically would have negative signs out in front of both of them. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the two negative values together and know that my answer is negative. So 6 plus 7 is 13, carry 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. 3 and nothing is 3. So my final answer, keeping the decimal in line, 36.3. And number 9, the last one on this video, 11 groups of negative 8. So when you see something like this, it's just a multiplication problem. So it's telling me I have 11 groups of negative 8. So 11 times negative 8. 11 times 8, 88. But since it's a positive times a negative, positive times a negative gives a negative result. And that's the first 9 problems.